All right, we are back. Let's see here. We got this right here. At the end of the last video, when time ran out, I went ahead and I cut these four holes in just to give us some little standoffs, make it a little more professional looking, which I like. All right. So now what we want to do, I already did do this. We are in the design phase here. I want to go into manufacture now. Okay. Now, when we're in manufacture, one of the first things that we want to do, make sure our units are in inches, okay? That's just going to make life a whole lot easier for all of us, all right? Then, I like starting at the left, going to the right. Nest, you don't have to do anything with that. Setup, you do have to do some stuff with. Make sure this is on cutting. That's great, okay? Then orientation, if you started with the Z-axis up, if you started with the top view, then you should be absolutely fine. And we are on the top view yet, so we don't have to mess around at all with orientation, okay? Origin, I like to go from selected point and make sure it's the bottom left point that is selected. Makes it a whole lot easier when you're going to go ahead and start cutting it, okay? Let's see here, stock, all right, relative to the side, that's awesome. Add stock offset, no, we don't need that. That would be like if you're doing 10 of these type thing and you want to leave some space in between each of them. But right now, we're not doing that at all. We can see it's 24 by 10. It's not going to be 0.25, but that's fine. It's not going to change anything. Post process, let's see here. I'm gonna name it 1032. 1032. Just the house number that it is. Would be kind of cool to have some type of system, whether you put in the name that the order is for or the actual house number. Let's decide as a team what we want to do, what system we want to use with that. All right. So that's all taken care of. Boom. We don't have to do anything with NC programming. Cutting, this one is an important one. We do have to go through this one. We have to select the correct tool, which is cutting tool in inches and a plasma cutter. That's what we're doing. Everything here is okay. We are going to bump this up. We're going to bump up the speeds, but we're going to do that later on. Oh, we're going to do that actually right now. So that's all set. Here, the feed rate, we are finding out that going this slow, going 40 inches per minute, it's just going too slow, and it's really just kind of melting our steel and making a lot of dross and making a lot of cleanup later on. We're going at 100 inches per minute, and that's pretty good. That's interesting. Contour selected, nothing. Yeah, we want to select that. I want to select that right there. Okay. Oh, that's because I hit OK before. I have to fill all of these in before hitting OK. All right. I'm just going to check this again. Yep, 100 inches per minute for all of this. Okay. It doesn't say inches per minute here, but I think we're going to be okay. Yeah, I think we'll be fine. If it gives us something later on, then we know what probably we did wrong. Geometry is looking good. Heights, all of this is looking absolutely fine. Passes, the tolerances are actually way too high. 0.04 is good. If you go with a really high tolerance, you get a really huge program, and it can be kind of daunting for the computer to actually run everything through that. Let's see here. All of this is good. This one has to be in computer for compensation. Smoothing, I always check smoothing. That'll give you a nice smooth arc here, like in the 3 or in the 0. So that's good. Linking is an important one. Okay. Let's see here. All of this is good. Lead in sweep angle 60 degrees. That's just how, when it's starting, how it comes in there. This lead in distance, I would say, is quite a bit too big. Let's do 0.0625. 0.0625. That's just a 1/16 of an inch. That's all it is. And it'll just take a 1/16 of an inch. Like, it'll start, if it's doing inside the 0, it'll start a 1/16 of an inch out and then lead in, and then when it's cutting. That's absolutely perfect. So that looks good. See if we get any errors. Nope. That looks good right there. Okay. So what was that? Was that cutting? And then down here, we're into simulate with the machine. Love it. I would highly suggest you guys just take a look and just see how it's going to go. You could speed it up a little bit. Not exactly sure how to speed it up, but if you can speed it up a little bit. But just make sure it's going to cut appropriately, cut correctly. One thing I did find, which is kind of cool, you can go into info, and it's showing you the stuff going on. See if I can scroll down. I was seeing a time, and I'm not seeing it right now. I like seeing the feed rate is at 100 inches per minute, so that is all good. Oh, right there. Cool. Time 2 minutes and 15 seconds to actually cut this thing out, which is not too long at all. Okay. Stats. Yep. Machine time 2 minutes and 15 seconds. So that's kind of cool to go ahead and see that. I'm not going to let this thing keep running because it looks pretty good. I'm going to exit the simulation. There we go. But that looks pretty good. Okay. Let's see here. Post process. Okay. Now, where's it posting to? This is on my laptop right here. This is Fire Control Plasma. It's a folder on my desktop. That is where the machine actually looks at to see what programs are posted in there. So if you're doing it on one of the desktops, or if you're doing it on one of your own machines or something like that, you'll have to put it onto a flash drive and actually load it into my machine, my desktop. Just look for the folder that's called Fire Control Plasma version 1.6. Put it in there, then you'll be able to go ahead and find it. Okay, 1032, I think that's what we named it, which all looks good. It's in inches. All of this looks standard and good. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to hit post. All right. Now it is in there. It is in that file ready to go. Let's see if I can just find that folder real quick. Yep. Fusion 360, Crossfire programs. Cool. It's going to be in here somewhere. Oh, right there, 1032.nc. .nc. It's always that's the type of code that we need for the plasma cutter. So then the next step is going to be, you're going to go ahead, open up Fire Control, and go ahead and find the file, load it into the machine, and happy cutting. Thanks. Have a great day.